Okay, I just need this. Why are the cables tangled up? Uh-oh. Wait, how do I untangle this? Oh no. Uh-oh. That? Okay, that'll do. Okay, I think that'll do it. And then if I come over here, we have my empty screen. Yes, okay, good. There's a way to fix that. Hold on. There we go. Salutations, everyone. I am Riley Arlic. And let me turn down the music. There we are. Okay, hopefully that'll be a little bit better. Let's see. Let's get last minute adjustments here. Hopefully that will work. There we are. I think that should do it. Okay. As I said, salutations everyone. I am Riley Arlic, and today we're going to do a little bit of drawing. You guys have some music to listen to, as well as the soothing tune of my voice. And I am going to be getting some music for myself in the background as well. Bear with me for a moment. Here we are. That way I can keep up a decent pace. Music is an excellent tool to help keep yourself... Now, see, I'm already going into tutor mode. I don't need to be in tutor mode right now. I just need to be in drawing mode. Here we go. A nice fresh canvas. Where's my pen? There's my pen. There we are. Okay. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, goodness. There we are. Okay, this is my first... Maybe not my first drawing stream, because technically we did the slime character in a drawing stream. But that one I was spending so much time teaching. Been a quiet day. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. Doing rather well over here. Cozy and comfy despite the cold outside. Yes, it's gotten quite cold quite quickly. I'm bundled up myself a little bit. Hoping to stay nice and warm for this. Just want to have a nice relaxing stream. You know, something a little different. Oh, let's see here. Let's get that zoomed in a little bit. Okay, we have our canvas. We got our layers over here. I have been busy with lots of different projects. The Minecraft survival world is coming along. I've done a little bit more work in the VCraft server. What sort of tablet do I use? I am currently using a Wacom Intuos 4. This tablet has been really, really good for me. Wacom Intuos 4. I've tried a number of tablets. I've tried the Surface Pro. I've tried the iPad Pro. And a couple others. I've tried the type of Cintiq. I remember having a Wacom Companion in the past. And I know that a lot of artists, they like to have the screen on the Surface because of easier hand-eye coordination. But because I started on a Graphire, I kind of already got that hand-eye coordination. So I don't have to worry too much about training myself into that. So I found that the Intuos 4 is pretty good. It's got, you know, enough fidelity for me. I'm not a professional illustrator or anything like that. But I did draw this avatar, so I'd like to think that I've got something going for me. But yeah, it all comes down to, like, if you want to save a little bit of money, honestly, and and train yourself for that hand-eye coordination, it can really be worth it. Because as long as the tablet has a couple buttons that you can program, like to do undo and some other functions, then that just makes all the difference. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. Yeah, if I have a button that cycles through a bunch of functions, but it doesn't look like that's keyed into OBS to show you what that looks like. But it's a little just a little button that you push, and then I can change things, like I can rotate the screen if I need to. Whoop. There's a little bit. Why is it going not the way that I want it to go? That's a little odd. I'll just hit this button. Okay. Huh. Okay, I gotta fix that scroll wheel. But yeah, Intuos 4, Clip Studio Paint. I've tried other drawing programs. I've tried Procreate. I've graduated. I feel like I've graduated from Paint Tool Sci into Clip Studio Paint. I feel that a lot of artists that want to do, you know, get a little bit further in their artwork, I would think that it would be wise for them to upgrade to Clip Studio Paint. Because I think it just offers so much more. Paint Tool Sci is excellent. Don't get me wrong. I love that program. I was stuck on it for a very long time. Even after Clip Studio Paint, or Manga Studio back then. Yeah, it depends on what your needs are. Like, if all you're doing is sketching, and you want, you know, a relatively inexpensive program, the Paint Tool Sci's got your back. I have no idea what I'm drawing. Let me try this again. I know what I want to draw. I want to draw some kobolds. That's what I want to do. Kobold. Let me Google up some references or something. Excuse me, kitty. I need to... What does Wikipedia say about kobold? The kobold is a sprite stemming from Germanic mythology and surviving into modern times in German folklore. Although usually invisible, a kobold can materialize in the form of an animal, fire, a human being, and a candle. The most common depictions of kobolds show them as human-like figures the size of small children. Kobolds who live in human homes wear the clothing of peasants. Those who live in mines are hunched and ugly. Kobolds who live on ships smoke pipes and wear sailor clothing. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know that about kobolds. I guess I probably should have known that about kobolds. But, since I live with a bunch of them. I'm familiar with, like, the lizard type of kobold. Right? Just looking at some references, and I gotta get my cat off of the desk. Oh, no you don't. Okay. Sci can be great for illustration work. I know some who use it and then port it over to Photoshop for refinement. Yeah, absolutely. I think probably one of the most important things with artwork is just to find the workflow that works for you. If you... And here we are 10 minutes into my drawing stream and I don't even have a line on the screen here. Finding a workflow, finding a way to stay motivated, to stay productive. When you are in the mood to draw, you want as few things as possible in between you and drawing, I think. I think that's the important part. As few things as possible in between you and drawing. I want to draw a kobold holding a bucket or something. That's what I want to do. So let's see here. Let's just get a little kind of hunched over figure. Let me know if any of the sound needs adjusting or if there's any other weird glitches that happen. Hey, kitty, no. No, you don't. She's getting into this habit. As soon as I start streaming, she gets right up in the face, right in front of my in front of my monitor, where she knows that she shouldn't be. I'm making this pose to make it look like this bucket is really heavy, right? So, like, here's the bucket. Yeah, like this. Nope. It feels like a wrestling match between me and my cat. When she starts getting up in my face. She'll try to find the places that are... the little places on my desk that are furthest away from me so that she can just sit there. And she thinks that I can't get her or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes she's the sweetest little thing, and then sometimes she's just a real butthole. So let's just try to draw this kobold. Little claws. Oh wait, those are probably supposed to be on the inside, huh? Yeah. Little tail. Real rough sketch. Kobolds are wiry creatures. You know, they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, honestly. I think that you can't go wrong when drawing them. You can make them pudgy, you can make them skinny, you can make them buff if you really want to. You can make them super, super cute. I've seen a lot of really cute kobolds. The imp has arrived. Hey, Belle. Thanks for joining. There's the hands are right in front. Oh wait, no, the hands are supposed to be like here. Yeah, and then that kind of shape. A lot of kobolds have these kind of backward jointed legs a little bit. They're tough to draw. At least for me. I'm not trying to teach in this stream. I think that's one thing that I'm trying to kick right now is that in most of my streams I tend to throw in tips and tricks and information and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just trying to relax a little bit. So, finally made a YouTube account after how many years of being on here. I had to see how this imp's Durgan friend is doing. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. You know what? Let's do... yeah, let's do it like this. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I hope you're doing all right. Kind of give him a frustrated look. Little eyeballs. Little horns and ears. And then what I like to do is just take that same sketch layer, make it a little more I'm trying not to teach, dang it. So who's this kobold you're drawing? Like, what should their name be, boy or girl? And what are they hauling the bucket for? I haven't thought that, I have not thought that far ahead, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to teach, I'm just trying to draw. I don't actually draw that often. So when I do finally get around to drawing, it's like, oh man, I have so much rust to break off. Doing all right, excited about tomorrow for things on my end to kick off, mostly just drawing. TBH. That's great! Well, I'm excited for you as well. I hope things kick off well. Trying to really get a little bit of this hunched over detail, but man, I've not drawn a pose like this, so this is a challenge, actually. I figure this is a boy kobold, right? So a boy kobold that is trying to lift a bucket of something. And having a heck of a time of it. Look at this. He's got these skinny little arms. Golden Choco coins. Ooh, that's a good idea. Kind of knobby knees and ankles and things. Little feet. He's trying to balance this bucket of Choco coins. Give him these little... Okay. Let's flip it. There we go. Any major flaws? Oops. I didn't mean to rotate it. Kind of just some awkwardness because I haven't drawn a pose like this before, I think. This looks kind of weird. We're not going to scrap this, but I'm just going to merge these layers and start a new one. Sometimes you just got to break off the rest. Speaking of kobolds, got a friend whose kobold is like a hybrid, I think. They call them Flint the Gobold. Goblin kobold. Interesting. That's clever. Goblin kobold. I did not realize that goblins and kobolds could breed together. So that's kind of interesting. Let's try something a little different. You know what? I always start with the head, but I've heard that sometimes it could be helpful to start with the torso. I draw my torsos as this kind of vague trapezoid shape. And kobolds kind of have these... They're short, right? So this is like a foot. Or maybe like a foot and a half. We'll do a kobold sitting down. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling that from this. Okay. Just get this, get this sort of shape. Oh, excuse me. Kind of like this. See how, like, this leg is coming down this way, and then this one is kind of lifted up a little bit because this is kind of going underneath? I think I like that. We'll stick with that for now. Then we'll have this kobold looking that direction. Sorta. They've kind of long snouts. Let's kind of trim this torso down a little bit. There we go. Granny is playing with fire, so gotta watch her as well. Oh, goodness. Well, thanks for coming, Lex. Hopefully, Grandma doesn't play with too much fire. Make sure you know where that fire extinguisher is. The tail kind of coming out this way a little bit. Yeah. Little spikes. We'll add some more detail to those later. And then this is going to be... Yeah, I'm already liking this better. Sometimes you just need that first sketch just to knock the rust off. Just to knock the rust off. It is okay. And then what do we want to do with the arms? Maybe they're like holding a sandwich. So let's draw like a maybe like a comically large sandwich to really enhance the idea that the kobolds are small. You know what I mean? Let's try to sell that a little bit more. I just heard a loud vehicle go by. Rude humans. I have a big old bite of the sandwich out of here. That looks like a piece of bread. Pinky out. These are polite kobolds. I'll work on that. Like I said, I'm trying not to be in teacher mode right now. I'm just relaxing with some drawing. I had an interview today. So that was a bit stressful, and I had to wake up really early. And I mean, if you guys know anything about dragons and waking up early, that never goes well. You know what's going on here? Nope, that's not correct. That's... Oof. Okay. I'll figure that out. But yeah, so that was fun. It was a good interview. I think it went well. You know, I had to explain that technically I'm older than their great grandparents. But I'm glad to see that, you know, it's equal opportunity out there, you know? Like a dragon can get a job that a human can get, which is pretty cool. That's some forward thinking. That's some forward human thinking. Dragons have always been happy to hire different species for different tasks. Like kobolds and elves and things like that. Dwarves. Orcs. It's all about what you can bring to the table, really. Do you have a high constitution and a penchant for swinging tools around? That you might be great in a dragon's gold mine. We offer competitive life insurance rates. Cracking myself up over here. Maybe I'll just, yeah, we'll just do that. What about dental? I mean, depends on the race. Or the species, I think. Like orcs will sometimes have it as a point of pride to wear their scars on their, you know, chin. So losing a couple teeth, if we offered them dental, they might actually take offense to that. But you know, other races, they like elves. Oh my goodness, elves are obsessed with having perfectly clean teeth. So they do a lot. I mean, it's you know, it's not like they're obsessed with it and they don't put in the effort. They put in the effort. They put in the effort. Just trying to get the shape of these arms right. I think I might have to let's kind of keep some of these lines here so that we know what the heck we're doing. Draw me like one of your French girls. Welcome, Birkenhoven. Thanks for coming, man. I've got your music playing. I hope it's not too loud or too quiet. I still love it. I still love it. I'm just drawing a little kobold with a sandwich. Maybe toast. It's the Music Man himself. Yeah, go follow or subscribe to Birkenhoven. He's got a lot of good content. A lot of great music. He's very, very talented. I can vouch for him. His link is in my description. It'll be in the description of every video. Since I happily use the intro and ending music that he made for me. Yeah, we need to add a little bit to these arms here, because this is... Hey, Kenneth. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate you being here quite a lot. I appreciate all of you. I really like the company. Doing these sorts of things is so much better with company. Good on you making our favorite dragon sound as good as he looks, even when he's not talking. Thanks. I always forget this has my full name. Yeah. I think you can change that in settings if you absolutely must. Yeah, let's push these arms out a little bit. Elbows out, right? That'll look better. Okay. That's looking pretty good. And if I flip it, there are no glaring issues. That's always a good sign. Zifane. I like that name. I dig that name. Yeah, okay. And then let's see if we can kind of scoot this a little bit more this way. Yeah. I do know Zifane. Zifane is a friend of mine. This is... What's going on here? Hold on. Is there a Zifane in... Oh, in Final Fantasy IX is what you mean? I don't know. I haven't played too many Final Fantasy games, to be completely honest. Oh, Zidane. Yes, actually, I do recognize that name, Zidane. Zidane, Zifane. Yeah, there we go. That's looking better. How long have you been drawing? I tried to learn once, but I never really learned. I have been drawing since I was... Well, let's see. How old was I? 13, I think? I've been drawing since I was 13. And I've been drawing really on and off, really. I'll stop drawing for months at a time, and then I'll get back into it, and then I'll stop again. I'll draw like a picture in, you know, once a month sometimes. But then I'll go like a whole streak where I'll draw a picture every single day, and I'll try really hard to improve my stuff and all this. I'm gonna give this kobold little... Let's start with the ears. Kobolds have like long... Well, some kobolds don't really have ears, do they? Some of them do, some of them don't. Some have horns, some don't have horns. I guess it's just a stylistic choice, isn't it? This one came from a random name generation Guild Wars 2, and I just loved it. Yeah, hey, that's really lucky. Drawing is a lifelong pursuit, absolutely. Because you're never... The nice thing about drawing is that you're never too old for it. You are never too old for drawing. I think that music is similar. You're never too old to learn music. You can... I mean, as long as you've got some sense of hearing, I suppose. I've seen people that they, you know, will lose an arm, or they will break their arm or something, you know, some unfortunate sort of thing, but then they will learn to draw with their other arm and become ambidextrous, or they will learn to draw with their feet. I think that creative spark is in everyone. Okay, yeah, this is coming along pretty nice. Let's get some head details in here. So, what do we want to do? Like sports, eventually you kind of have to throw in the towel with sports, right? There's only so long that a person is going to be an ace quarterback or an excellent baseball pitcher or be able to jump high enough to dunk a basketball. You kind of, if you want to be excellent at sports, better to get started early on those. But with drawing, even if you can no longer do a sport, you can probably still draw. I get fussy with little things sometimes, like Some of these just lines in the neck. I know this is all just sketch. I get fussy about it sometimes. All forms of expression grow and change with the person practicing them. Drawing is a skill you can continually... You have to put skill points in. To me, it's like weightlifting. You start on a small base level and work your way to your goals. Absolutely. Absolutely. When I started drawing, it was all this kind of thing, where I would draw a circle, and I would I followed a lot of anime tutorials. I would draw this, I would draw the big plus right in the middle so I knew where the eyes were. I would make these big, you know, anime eyes. And I feel like I'm committed now. The tiny little mouths and tiny little nose, and then I just do this sort of thing with the hair. Unintentionally make every character look like Cloud Strife, speaking of Final Fantasy. That's the kind of stuff that I think I started with. Just erase that shame. I've come a little ways. I've come a little ways. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. But it will forever have been seen. Yeah, I suppose so. That's my... That's the curse of streaming. Transform. Let's have this little kobold looking at something. Looking at something that wants their sandwich. Like a little bug or something. We'll make it a girl kobold. A lot of times I don't notice the difference when it comes to my kobolds. I'll accidentally mess up pronouns. That's my bad. I always apologize. I never feel good about messing that kind of stuff up, but... You know, sometimes it's just a little hard to tell the difference between male and female kobolds. And, and so then suddenly, like, one of them will become pregnant, and I'll be like, oh my god, I thought you were a guy this whole time. They get mad at me. I make it up to them. Every time, I do my best. I can draw complex geometric shapes and love robots, mass weaponry, but I can't do living things, even fantasy living things. Looking at a fish or something out to get their sandwich, that works too. Legitimately hilarious. Yeah, dwarves are... Yeah. Yeah. And I just want to be clear that we're talking about the fantasy dwarves. Some of the women have beards that are prouder than the men. Yeah, the females have bigger beards. I haven't seen a dwarf in a long time. Have they gone extinct? That would make me a little bit sad. I haven't even seen any, like, dwarf VTubers. I've seen some, like, very small VTubers. Bunnies and bugs and all sorts of things like that. But I have not seen a dwarf VTuber. So if you want to become a VTuber and you're looking for, like, a unique design, make a dwarf. You'll have zero competition. At least as far as I've seen. Could be wrong. Somebody Google, like, or look on Twitter, dwarf VTuber, and see if you can find one. If they have, like, a fully rigged animated beard, I think that'd be amazing. This head is looking kind of weird. There we go. Which makes a lot of sense considering where and what they do. Yeah, I've heard about that. There's like a biological evolutionary advantage for dwarves to have beards. Let's see, it looks like she's looking in that direction. Yeah. Let's go with, like, little spiky horns like this. There we go. A lot of little roughness to her cheek. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking this. And then maybe some... like a ridge that goes... Ooh, that's a bit too rough. Hold on. Just a little ridge kind of going down. Nah, that looks a little funny. We'll adjust these tail spikes though now that I'm looking at them. Hydration check. But I hope everyone's having a good day. Ready for the weekend. It's almost here. Tomorrow's Friday. We're almost there. We'll do these kind of like long triangle ridges. Yeah, like this. There we go. Maybe we can... Yeah, I like that. Do you have any other hobbies besides drawing? I do. I have a lot of hobbies. I have probably too many hobbies. I think it goes without saying that I like playing video games, obviously. I don't think I could become a VTuber and not like video games. But I also like building models. I like building Gundam models and sometimes Legos. I like... I like building Warhammer models as well. They're very small plastic models. Ooh, gotta check my posture as well. Especially when you're drawing or gaming, check your posture regularly. You won't regret it. What else do I do? I watch anime, read manga sometimes. I like to write as well. I like to play D&D. There's a lot of things. Yeah, I write. Oh my goodness. I have so many hobbies. I just love being creative. And I even mentioned that in the interview today. They asked, oh, where do you see yourself in, however many years? And I, humans are short-sighted. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And, in 5 years I said, well, probably still waking up. In a longer period of time, what I see myself is doing more creative stuff. So, Like in the company that interviewed me, I said, you know, it'd be great to learn more about some of the creative elements, the designers, the writers, you know, whoever else is on that, is in the creative team, actors, all those sorts of things. I would love to just always be doing something creative. Even if it's building something with an instruction manual, right? That's okay to me. Because I'm building it with my own two hands. A lot of model kits have different options that you can give the model, and you can customize it. You can always take the models and, you know, that extra step further. Paint it how you want, build it how you want. So yeah, model building, writing, drawing, video games. I spend a lot of time on YouTube as well. Let's add like another, like a, I don't know, just I feel like there's something here. Like a little ear or something. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how I like that. I might keep that, I might not. But yeah, I just gotta always be doing something creative. Yeah, new episode of Mandalorian is tomorrow. I've been keeping up with that as well. I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I've loved Star Wars since I was first introduced to the movies years ago. The original trilogy. When that was remastered, I think in the mid-90s? Late 90s? They came out with like the new digital remaster of the original trilogy. And that's where I was introduced to Star Wars. So not really the original Star Wars, but definitely the Star Wars that people would see. If you went to go see A New Hope today, you would see that version, the digital remaster. Let's obviously have this kobold wearing some clothes. That would probably be good. What kind of clothes? Maybe a little tunic. So, I'm excited about The Mandalorian. There's a lot of lore that they're expanding upon. It almost makes me a little bit sad because there's only so much that the original trilogy covered, if that makes sense. The original trilogy, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han Solo, Leia Organa, Han Solo, they went through their story, and it's like all these other things, the prequels, the sequels, the shows, they're filling in all those gaps, but it's so hard to fit in certain things because, you know, those movies are done. I personally would be offended if they redid those movies. I've been trying to learn to write lyrics, but it's quite difficult when you have to write in a language other than my native. Hey, you know what? Why don't you just write in your native language, though? I feel like that could be really great. I mean, isn't that okay to write in your native language? Of course, I mean, if you're trying to learn another language as well, then writing lyrics can certainly be a way to do that, especially if you're trying to rhyme in a language that you're not really familiar with. That could really be a challenge. But at the same time, I feel like it would help you learn the language. So that'd be fun. Americans love Rammstein and don't understand a word yet. And yes, Ahsoka is back. That is a... I did not honestly see that coming when The Mandalorian first came out. I really did not expect them to bring back those characters. And of course she's looking for a particular character, right? That was the theme of that episode. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that, whether it's going to be something that they add to The Mandalorian, or if it's something that they're like planting the seed for a future show. I think that they've talked about doing an Obi-Wan Kenobi show that would be Obi-Wan kind of in this same time period of, or actually technically be previously, but like in the time between the Clone Wars and A New Hope, which I think would be really, really cool. I would be ecstatic for something like that. Yeah, a Thrawn show movie. I think that might be what they're hinting at, because that's, you know, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. At this point, I'm just kind of futzing about with this sketch. I want these ears to be longer. Kind of mimic the shape of the horns a little bit, maybe. If I write music in English, I have a better chance that more people will listen to my music. English is a universal language. Do you know any song in Spanish besides Despacito? Well, I live in a part of America where we know Selena. I think that many people in this part of North America would happily tell you all about Selena. I moved here, so I don't know everything about Selena, but very, very popular. Very popular here, I can say. I might have just doxed myself a little bit with that, but... And what's funny is that I think, if I remember right, she didn't actually speak Spanish, but she studied Spanish to put it into her songs. Which, you know, great. I think that's fantastic. But you do make a good point. I mean, if you write songs in English, then you'll have people in China that can understand that song, because people in China understand English. You'll have people all over Europe that will be able to listen to that song. She started young singing Spanish, but couldn't speak it. Yeah. She struggled. Okay, yeah. So that's, you know, you could be the next Selena, but with English. You know, where it's okay if you don't speak the language well. You just gotta sing it. Sing it with your heart, Birkenhoven. Sing it with your heart. I think her dad tell her how to say Carcacha paso a pasito. Did I even say that right? I don't even know. That's why I said it quietly, hoping that nobody would hear it. Okay, so she's got a tunic. Let's add a little stripe here. And then we'll add some shorts, maybe. And then we'll just keep that line as kind of the pant line there. And then shorts here. A little seam line coming up the edge. There we go. She went from tastefully nude to fully clothed in a matter of lines. I listen to a lot of Japanese songs as well. Your Spanish sounds fine. Can you understand any of the language? I speak a little bit of Spanish. I actually lived in Spain for a period of time, and I took 2 years of Spanish, and then I moved to California, and they wouldn't accept my credits for learning Spain in Spanish. Or, I'm sorry, in Spanish in Spain. So I took Spanish 1-2 over again. Which, I don't know why a dragon needs to take Spanish classes, but, you know. There it goes. But yeah, so I know, you know, a couple of phrases, like, let's see. Oh, here's one I learned. Here's one I learned. ¿Por qué tiene un ballena en tus pantalones? Why do you have a whale in your pants? I don't know why I needed to know that phrase, but it was told to me. Did that get you? Let's kind of add some little spots, maybe. I think that's what's missing, a little bit of... Because I'm happy to see you. Funny how most Star Wars projects outside movies are so good. You're absolutely right. You know, I never had a problem with the prequels, but I was also, I think, new enough to cinema that I didn't, you know, when the prequels came out, I was like, ooh, more Star Wars, holy moly. And so it didn't bother me. You know, I didn't see all of the glaring flaws that everyone around me apparently saw. I took Latin, which is almost as good. I can vaguely understand Italian and Spanish, most Romance languages, if you talk slowly. That's interesting. Latin is the root language, isn't it? For... or the language of origin for some of those? I don't know. That shows how much I know. Also same on the prequels. Yeah, yeah. So, but I get that, like, many of the original Star Wars fans that, you know, were in the movie theaters when those first movies came out, I'm sure that when it came to the prequels, there were some people that just, they saw that and they were like, what is this? What is this over CGI'd stuff? Lack of studio input, sequels suffered from too much studio interference. Yeah, as I understand, the sequels had many, like, each movie was written by a different person, so the story just felt really jumbled to me. Like, I tried to imagine being a kid and watching these movies and trying to think, what's the point that's trying to come across? What's the overarching, you know, who am I following, right? In the original series, we were following Luke Skywalker, okay? In the prequels, we were following Anakin Skywalker. Simple, right? And everyone else was a character around the main character. When it came to the sequels, honestly, I couldn't tell you who the main character was. I get that they were trying to make it Rey, but honestly, I didn't feel like it was Rey. So I don't know. I feel like they wanted to make this conjoined main character of Kylo Ren and Rey, but that just made the story relatively confusing. Should have been Finn. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah. I think Finn could have been an excellent Jedi. There was also a real big missed opportunity with him leading, like, the... like a stormtrooper renaissance or something like that. And freeing the stormtroopers, I guess, from the First Order's control. Stormtrooper raised and brave finds himself in his own path. Yeah. Besides Rogue One, they were executive movies. Yeah. I thought Rogue One was good, but I mean, I wasn't too happy about the ending. The ending was just kind of sad. What do we want? A little beetle, maybe? Little beetle. There we go. But let's see. I gotta catch up. Yeah, but instead he gleefully cuts them down into the third movie. Yeah. Rogue One was a perfect example of every scene a painting. Absolutely gorgeous. That's true. That is true. Rogue One did have some beautiful cinematography that I don't think I was used to in a Star Wars film. And so I feel like if I rewatched it with that in mind, I'd probably appreciate it a little bit more from an artistic standpoint. The story was okay, I thought. I wish the ending had been a little bit different. Obviously, the final scenes were amazing, but I mean, like, the plot ending. I liked Rogue One, not so much a solo story or the rest. The ending I kind of expected, the Rogue One crew and the EU. Yeah. It is a powerful ending. It was a powerful ending. It's just, I don't know. I'm a sucker for happy endings, right? So when it came to that, I was like, why do you gotta ruin all my action and all the space battles and all this other kind of stuff with a sad ending, right? Now I'm leaving the theater bummed, and You know, even with that epic final scene and all that kind of stuff, it still felt, you know, with Vader cutting everyone down and stuff like that. You know, I couldn't get that out of my mind. And I get some of the reasoning behind it, and I don't know. Let's make a new layer. Yeah, we will delete that one after all. Yeah, the ending of Rogue One was really sad. Like the end of T3, love or hate that movie, the ending is powerful. You mean like Terminator 3? I haven't seen that movie in a while. I kind of want to sit down and rewatch the Terminator series. Because I feel like because they've kind of come out so far apart from each other, there's a lot that I would get from going back and watching those movies. It has been a while. They didn't know who was the main character as well. Yeah. That's always rough, because I feel like a lot of directors in Hollywood, they want every character to be important. But that's not generally how a good story goes. You're going to have a main character. You're going to have or a couple of main characters. Like Lord of the Rings does it beautifully. Where, yeah, Frodo is the main character. But, you know, also Gandalf is a really important character. And, oh gosh, now I'm just blanking on the ranger's name. Oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. This is embarrassing, I should know this. Now I gotta look it up, hold on. Lord of the Rings characters. Aragorn! There we go, thank you. Yeah, I feel like you had Aragorn's story, you had Frodo's story, and those were like the two main stories. And then, you know, Gandalf was like a secondary character. Not so far in the back that he was not a main character, but, you know, he kind of was. He had development as well, which was really important. That's the way you do multiple characters, is you have each character have their own arc. And I get that they did a little bit of that in the second sequel movie, where they were trying to make sure that Rey and Finn had kind of individual character arcs. But because they were also trying to introduce Rose, and also trying to give Leia a lot of screen time, and also trying to make sure that Poe was coming out as a main character, there was just a little too much, I think. There were too many people that they were trying to push into the limelight, and as a result, it just became a little bit muddled. Which is too bad. It's you know, I would have really liked that whole sequel series to have been stronger, because it deserved to be stronger. It really, really did. So, what can you do? This is what we have now, and I know that there was even talk about them, like, what was it, rebooting the entire thing, and like scratching all of the lore that they established and just redoing it. I think there was an article about that a while ago, but I don't think that would have been good. Build on what you have. Go back to the roots. You know, if I had advice to Disney and Star Wars, I would be like, go back to your roots. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Do that. You know, make a new farm boy. It can be a farm girl. It can be a farm alien that finds a wise mentor and follows them to destroy, you know, a gigantic threat that is looming over the galaxy. Draw upon the lore that's already been made. Draw on the lore that people spent years and years, decades developing, and that Disney scrapped in a couple of seconds. Ugh. Now I'm just being ornery. I prefer happy endings too, but sometimes bad ones leaves a lasting impression. That's true. This sequel saddened me in that they had a perfect possible gay couple they could have built on, but instead the gay inclusivity was two background characters in the third. Yeah. I don't know what I can say about that, really. Everyone hates the scrapping of the U. Yeah. I mean, the two... after a point, the EU became a mess. There was a point where the EU was just, it was going, for Star Wars, it just went. Everyone, oh yeah, Disney scrapped the EU, the resurrected, the first part for the sequels. It ended with Skynet causing the Judgment Day. The temporal loop keeps going on. Oh. See, that's why I gotta rewatch some of those Terminator movies, because I totally didn't get that. Oh my goodness, I need to watch those movies again. I don't actually spend a lot of time watching movies. Which is probably for the best, because I end up, you know... Well, but then again, the time that I would be spending movies, I watch YouTube instead. I think that's the problem. I watch too much YouTube. But I ought to sit down and watch those Terminator movies again. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We're just going to give this kobold girl a quick ink and a quick color, I think. It shouldn't be too difficult. Add a few little ridges to her horns here. Ooh, ow. In the words of the Doctor, Skynet's birth is a fixed point in time. It will always happen. That's a good point. Can't change fate. You know what would be good? And I think that there was a hint of this happening in an article. But if they just took another point in time and started a new Star Wars series. Like, why does it have to be Palpatine and Vader and Skywalker? You know, there's so much out there. And The Mandalorian is proving that, where they can pick a different point in time and expand upon it. And it honestly, it could be the far future. It could be so far in the future that all of the legends of the Jedi and the First Order are legend. Because another thing that seems like a fixed point in time is, you know, the rise of the dark side, to keep that balance. So they could totally make something new and have one director do it, one team of writers, so that even if it's garbage, at least only a set amount of people are responsible for it. Don't keep changing the directors and trying to, you know, do all this craziness. Because I remember when the second sequel movie came out, the director of that movie... Who was the director of that movie? Hold on. Star Wars sequel trilogy second movie director. Rian Johnson. The Last Jedi, yeah. So... The first was J.J. Abrams, then it was Rian Johnson, and then it was J.J. Abrams again, I think. It was released December 15th with Rian Johnson as screenwriter and director. And then the final installment was J.J. Abrams with screenplay written by Chris Terrio. Yeah. So, when they were leading up to The Last Jedi, they were singing the praise of Rian Johnson. Disney was. They were hyping him up so much. They were hyping him up. They were making him sound like the second coming of, you know, some other historical figure or something like that. And... they were talking about how proud they were of the writing that he had done, and how they were going to have him do all the shows from here on out and all this other kind of stuff. Then the movie comes out and you never heard anything about it ever again. All that hype just disappeared. It's really impressive how quickly they just kind of dropped the Rian Johnson ball. Johnson scrapped all the stuff JJ built in the first. Yeah, and that was the main problem. He scrapped everything that JJ built, and then he left them in such a dire position in the third. Yeah. If it had been JJ all the way through, JJ could have done his whole, ooh, what's in the box kind of thing that he does. They had the power to scrap the bad parts of the EU and keep the good ones, waste opportunity. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, this was the same Disney that was going to hire the Game of Thrones writer until the finale crashed so hard. Good point. Good point. That's a good point. So, you know, whatever. I would love it if they, you know, had a new trilogy just in a new set of time. I'm enjoying The Mandalorian, I will say that. I think that the first season, their budget was just a little on the low side in terms of some of the things that they could do, and you can still feel that a little bit in the second season. Obviously, they have a much higher budget, but it's still a serial TV series. So you get some weirdness. It's episodic. Some parts are a little bit too predictable for my liking. But it's fun. It's a fun watch. I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying the lore that they're plugging in, the callbacks that they're making. The action scenes are pretty good, and they're getting better as it goes on. Favreau and Filoni are true fans, are very skilled. Yeah, they really are. They really are. And it was Filoni, I think, that he wrote part of the Clone Wars, right? Filoni did? Because Ahsoka is like his character, and he did her real justice. I was waiting because I watched that episode before I knew that Filoni was the writer for it, and I watched the episode with Ahsoka just ready to cringe. I'm not gonna lie, I was ready. I was prepared to cringe. I was prepared to just, you know, groan in frustration at any of the lines that she said or any of the things that she did. But actually, I was surprisingly, you know, pleased. And then I learned later that it was Filoni, and I was like, oh, well, of course, that makes perfect sense. And Favreau did the voice of Pre Vizsla, the Mando that Maul beheads to take over Mandalore. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, it's like they're tying all this stuff in, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I'm looking forward to see, you know, further on how they start to tie in, because they're hinting. Obviously, Mando is in between the original series and the sequels, right? So, you know, they're leading up to the First Order. They're hinting at it. There's an episode that hints at the experiments they were doing to create Snoke, and, you know, all those other kinds of things. Last few episodes of Mando have some Kurosawa. Yes, they really do. Some of the shots in that episode were really great. So I'm looking forward to see what they do tomorrow. I mean, Ahsoka told him to do a thing, and now he's got to go do a thing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how they keep developing. I'm sure, you know, if this has got to be the way, you know, this is the way. This is the way for Disney with Star Wars. This is how they can capitalize on that IP. Is they make this show, they do the best they can, they start expanding upon it. And don't be afraid. I think Disney needs to not be afraid of doing the animated series, but holy crap. Every one of the animated series they've had has had a rough start. Rebels was a bit of a rough start. What's the latest one is Resistance. Talk about a rough start. Resistance is like, I haven't watched a whole heck of a lot of it, so I don't know if they've turned it around or anything like that. But it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have this kid join Poe Dameron, you know, and all this kind of stuff to actually fight the First Order. So how's he gonna do that? Oh, by racing on a backwater planet. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not being super anal about this inking here. Details that are important, like the eyes, I do like to be more specific on, because they are what people will look at first in a piece of artwork. So having, you know, nice shape to the eyes is really important. They also got rid of the woman who really pushed the post-trilogy the way that it did. And I haven't seen Season 2 of Mando. I'll have to re-up the subscription once it finished up. You should draw me in exchange for some music. Hey, I might do that. We could make a deal. We can make a deal. A trade of skills and stuff like that. I also know a lot of other really, really great artists. So, you know, Birkenhoven, if you want some art, I know some artists. In fact, Padunk Swift is in here. She just had a surgery, but when she recovers, she tackles artwork like a beast. There we go. Yeah, man. She's got a really cute style. She can draw just about anything. In fact, I would even go as far to say that she could draw anything. If you wanted her to draw a rocket ship, she could draw a rocket ship. If you wanted her to draw, you know, clowns dancing on the moon with a mariachi band behind them or something like that, I bet you she could do it. She's excellent. I'm mostly self-taught. I've taken some art classes in the past, you know, just alongside other curriculum. But she has gone to master classes to study and get better and better. She goes to conventions and all. I love talking about Padunk because she's a great friend of mine and she's just so talented. I need to commission you or Podunk once I get some monies. Do it, man. I, for one, am not going to be accepting commissions. Trades is one thing. I might take you up on that. But commissions, I haven't done a commission in years. I think when there's expectation on my artwork, I tend to not do as good. Like if I know that somebody is waiting for me to finish something, and that they've paid me for and all this other kind of stuff. But you know, if it's like this where I'm just drawn to relax, I did plan this out. You know, I planned this ahead of time, which I normally wouldn't do with artwork. But hey, I did want to do this and experiment with it, try this other kind of stream. See if people like it. You know, if people like it, then I'll get views on this video, and then I'll do more of them in the future. But I've got a lot of little skills, you know? I'm not a pro at any of these things, but I know a lot. And I want to share that. I want to share that. Jack of all trades, master of none, but better than master of one. I suppose. I mean, if I was a master of one trade, I probably wouldn't have become I would not be a VTuber. I would be something else, right? I would be doing what I was a master of. And there's good things and bad things about that. You know, if I am really good at one thing, but I hate doing that one thing, oof. Like, I'm sure there are plumbers that are amazing at their job, but, you know, what if they don't like being a plumber? What if they want to be a dancer, but they're just pants at dancing? That would be unfortunate. It's like that song Piano Man. John at the bar is a friend of mine. He gets me my drinks for free. Then a smile runs away from his face. I'm sure that I could be a movie star if I could get out of this place. I used to want to be a rock star, but now I'm more focused on production, composition, mixing, so I guess I'm a master of none. Hey, you know what? I think that's fantastic, because I would say you have a better ability to make the kinds of music that you want to make without having to be stuck in any particular genre. I remember when I first reached out to... oh my goodness, excuse me. Water break. But you were telling me that, you know, I was asking for the fantasy music that we have now with this particular kind of tune to it. And you were telling me that you normally did metal and rock. And your metal and rock is really good. But the fact that you were able to do a totally different genre and deliver on that, I think is really impressive. Like in the art world, I've known painters that can't sketch for anything. They just don't sketch at all. They go right to painting. And that can be great if what they want to do is paint, but what if they wanted to do any sort of character design or anything like that? Then it becomes a whole lot more difficult for them because the only thing they know how to do is paint. So I think you've got a really good thing going. And I wish you the best. I really, really do. I mean, one of the reasons that I wanted to make sure that I had your link in my description was so that, you know, if at all possible, that, you know, if people are listening to my streams and they're like, hey, you know, that music is pretty nice. Well, here's the guy that did it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm trying to be encouraging. I hope that's how it's coming off. I used to want to be a singer. I had dreams of, you know, trying to make it big on, like American Idol or something like that. Only once could I not complete a job. I was asked to make Oriental music, but I could never make it sound natural. You know, that would be tough. I mean, you're talking about a whole other culture of music. That would be tough. I mean, it's one thing to kind of have, like, to make a mix of certain instruments. There are not many synthetic Oriental instruments. You know, that's all the hand skill of playing the shamisen or, you know, some of the taiko drums and things like that. That is, I can't imagine that would be at all easy to emulate. As I get closer to finishing inking, what I will need actually are some color ideas. I have no idea what color to make this kobold. Kobolds come in all sorts of different colors, so feel free to throw me any sort of combination. I need a color for her clothes, and I need colors for her mane scales, and for the kind of rough patches of scales that I've got on her various joints and stuff. So if anybody has an idea for colors, let me know. There we go. Almost done. She's coming out pretty cute. This is a piece that I am pretty proud of. Can I bring this up? I like green with white details. Green shirt and brown. Main scale's brown. Rough purple. Main scale's red. Rough one's orange. Make a Christmas kobold. I don't think we'll do a Christmas kobold, but... But I appreciate the enthusiasm for Christmas. It's approaching fast. I don't really have any plans for the holidays. To be fair, like aside from, you know, doing some things with friends, I don't really celebrate the holidays a ton. As a dragon, I always feel like, oh, those are human holidays, right? Those are human holidays. Dragons don't really have holidays. I suppose we do celebrate the birth of Bahamut. But that's more of a... that's more of a... less of a holiday, more like a day of remembrance, I suppose. Like if dragons had a bank holiday or something like that, the Bahamut's birth would be one of them. That would be one of our bank holidays. It's not like we send off fireworks or anything like that, but we celebrate it. But yeah, I used to want to try to get onto, like, American Idol. Try to become a singer, practice singing and things like that. But, honestly, I have no idea how well I actually sing. Because I've never sung with an audience or anything like that. And the last time that I did, I got laughed at. So, I kind of have a little bit of a fear, I think. Here I am, you know, this big proud dragon trying to sing, and I get laughed at, so. So be it. But I'll sing in my car sometimes. Or alone in my den. I enjoy the sensation of singing, I think, is the big thing. Let's do this. Bug head here. Sing for us sometimes. I was thinking about doing a karaoke stream. They're a little bit tricky because I can't archive them because a lot of times they'll claim copyright if they're uploaded regularly. So I will probably have to do like a stream that's totally unarchived. So if I decided to do it, it would be something that I would really hype up. I'd practice for it and all that other kind of stuff, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out. There we go, little bug. Little ladybug looking thing. Dark blue. I think the main reason is, you know, even if you get the karaoke versions of songs, those are still copyrighted. Like, if I started singing right now, it wouldn't be copyrighted because, you know, I wouldn't be singing to the music of the original song. I guess that would be okay, but then what would be the fun of that? Yeah, look at that! Take the sketch away. I like using these rough pens because they add a little bit more flavor to the inking. It kind of keeps a little bit of the life of some of the sketch, which is great. Oh, let me just stretch a bit. And then we'll throw some color on this girl. Stretch the neck, stretch the shoulders, stretch the back. Fix your posture. Hydrate. Okay. Let's just do flat. Pick up the good old paint bucket and see what we can do here. Let's see. So what colors do we have? Oh, Riley, I had stuff on low, so I could doodle. Lol, thanks for the kind words. You're welcome. I'm glad you're doodling too. I'm glad you're feeling good enough to doodle. Let's see. So we had brown and purple. Green shirt. Green with white details. Main scale's red. Rough one's orange. Dark blue. I think what I'll do is I'll combine a little bit of this. So we'll go with a green shirt. And we'll do like white horns. So we'll do like... I'll just make a new layer real quick. So we'll do like this color for the shirt. And like this color for the horns. Which you can't really see great, but what I can do is I can change this to white. There we go. So yeah, like this kind of taupe color for the horns. That's kind of white. And then we'll do... we'll do like brown for the main scales, and then we'll do like orange. We'll take that orange for the rough scales. So like for the... We'll do... How's that color? No. That maybe for the rough? No, we can do a little lighter than that. Ooh, yeah, like that color for the rough scales. And then... Yeah, like that color for the main. And then maybe like... You can always pick a range and play with the hue slider so you stay the same value. I might do that. But we'll start with this and see how things look as we start filling it in. So we'll start with a shirt with this green. Look at that. Look at how easy that is. And then we'll do the main scales this brown. Yeah, that's cute. And then we'll go to the orange ones and we'll color some of these in and see how that looks. Oh, you know what? I could probably... Yeah, I could paint bucket these. And then I just need to go back and fix little issues as I find them. We might make this stripe a little different color. And the pants a different color as well. Cross that bridge when we come to it. Then we'll do like the white horns to mix it up a little bit. Just add that tertiary color, I think. I think that'd be cool. Actually, do I want these spines to be that color? I don't know. I don't know. It's looking good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is teamwork, guys. This is teamwork. Oh, thank goodness for the paint bucket tool. Thank goodness. Bucket. Oh, wrong color. Bucket, bucket. Bucket, 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 bucket. Oops. Okay, buckets down here? No. Okay. Bucket, 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 bucket. Yeah, I like these. I like this warm orange. This kind of light, almost pastel. Especially in combination with the brown. I think that's really nice. Okay, now we just gotta kind of clean up a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I don't always get the colors right on the first try, but I'm pretty happy with the colors you guys suggested here. This is pretty nice. I think she's going to be a lot cuter for it, too. Cute kobolds, right? Love it. Love it. Some nice earthy tones with the green tunic there. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do the horns and see how that looks. Nice thing with the paint bucket is you can do something like that. You like block off an area and then you just fill in the rest. Just like that. Boom, done. Sometimes you'll have a little line to clean up. Whatever. Whole lot easier than trying to do the entire thing. There we go. Just clean some of that up. Yeah, cute little white horns. I might do the ridges in that color too. Yeah, let's do that. Come on now. Why is it doing this? Oh, because my color margin's too high. There it goes. I'll fix that later. Alright. No, not those patches, but these. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Alpha lock. I have not tried alpha lock. I may have to have you explain that to me. Yeah. That's cute. Let's do the bug. That's a little too bright of red. Ladybugs aren't really that bright. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Little ladybug. It basically locks the image at whatever you've placed. Make a circle, it will stay a circle, but you can color all on the inside. Right above your layers, there's the tools. It's the one with the checkers and the lock on the right. Oh yeah, this one. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Oh my god, this could have saved me so much time. Oh, on so many pictures, this could have saved so much time. Oh, well. Oh, wow. My other monitor, the colors are totally different. But that monitor's old, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah. We'll do like a... Oh, right, because I have the alpha lock on. This kind of tan, tawny color for the pants. Make it get that kind of medieval color. I need to look up toast. Toast. Okay. Toast. How many of you, in your lifetime, have drawn and colored a piece of toast? I think this may be one of the first times I've ever done it. So, let me know. Have you drawn and colored a piece of toast? What do I want to make that button? We'll make a little dark button. No, because that'll just look like your skin is showing through. Make a little silver button. Once you have colored a piece of toast, hold on. That doesn't look right. I'm trying to cheat to get this toast effect, but it's not really working. Done it in clay. In a recent commission, I'll be making a Sammy. Make it a toasted Sammy. Oh, you know what I can do? If we do that, and then we take another color, we do it again. And then we take a lighter color. We do a little bit. Sure. That looks kind of like toast. And then we just do the crust. I like the crust. I like the crust. I think if you don't like the crust, you're weird. It's an extra layer of texture to your bread enjoying experience. Why wouldn't you enjoy it? Doesn't really look like toast. Maybe it looks like French toast. Maybe she's having French toast. Sure. French toast. Yeah, it doesn't look quite right. That only looks worse. Yeah, French toast. Maybe just a little bit of this. Part of this is because I don't really have many texture brushes. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. I don't have a ton of texture brushes, so I don't have a ton of options in terms of making like natural looking texture. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. This is just a relaxing doodle stream. I'm not going to stress about making hyper-realistic toast. Somewhat lighter, yeah. Maybe I can, go back and add a little bit more. Oops. I gotta select the right layer, first of all. I've done that. I'll do it again. I'll frickin' do it again. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. It's toast. Okay. Let's do her eyes real quick. Maybe like green eyes? Yeah, green eyes. I like this color green. Speaking of eyes, my eyes are getting really tired really quickly. I may not be able to stream for much longer here. But I'll try to at least finish your eyes a little bit. Wrong brush. Sure. Weird toast. That toast is so weird looking. Hold on. We'll just leave it as regular bread, huh? I keep trying to reconcile the state of this toast, but then I keep looking at it and oh my goodness, it just looks like a mess. Since the rest of her coloring is really simple, I'll leave this really simple. And then just kind of bring this along here. Yeah. A kobold having a piece of bread, having a staring contest with a ladybug that clearly wants that piece of bread. Let's give it a quick signature. Riley Arlic, it's still 2020, right? Unfortunately, yeah. We'll pull this guy a little bit closer. And I think crop it from there. And then, for a final touch, we'll add a big happy sun right up in the corner. There we go. I'm kidding about this detail, but tell me that you didn't do that when you were a kid on every single picture. It always had to have a sun that was up in the corner. Anyway. No, leave the sun. No, no. I can't. I can't keep a straight face. Keep a straight face and leave that sun. Nope. Nope. It ain't happening. Okay. Well, we're going to call it here. 2-hour quick sketch and ink and colored in the flats. Gave her cute brown scales and a cute little green vest and a cute little ladybug and a piece of toast. I would say that's a success. Again, I don't draw a ton, so I'm happy when I can draw and I can get a little doodle like this out. So I want to thank you guys for coming along and watching me draw. I hope this was a nice experience for you guys. I wanted to try something different, something a little bit chill. I tried not to teach, just to relax and draw whatever came to mind and have fun with it. So I'll be sure to do more of these in the future. I do enjoy drawing, and I don't mind sharing that experience and having fun with you all. You being here definitely made this a lot more enjoyable for me, that's for sure. We have a bunch of things to look forward to next week. I'll be coming back to my survival Minecraft world. You did teach me something, which is super great. I'll definitely be looking at ways that I can use that alpha lock in the future. But yeah, so we have some Minecraft coming up next week, and I do want to start my Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge on Pokemon Sword. I finally got the equipment in, and I will be testing it this weekend. But that will be in the schedule for next week, so please look forward to that. So we definitely have Minecraft, we definitely have Pokemon, and then I'll see what other stream that we throw in there. Maybe another D&D tabletop tips stream or something along those lines. I'm not quite sure yet. But be sure to follow me on Twitter. There's my Twitter over there in the corner, at Arlic Riley, and I'll be posting up the schedule sometime tomorrow. So I hope you all have a great Thursday, and have a good Friday tomorrow, and a good weekend, and I hope to see you all very soon. Farewell, my friends.